including the fact that they're damn reliable too. So, do you know what these SUVs are? Hello everyone, this is Scott from Carland TV. It's time to get in the front seat, as today we will take a peek at all the highly rated, almost perfect SUVs for 2025 by Consumer Reports. But first, let me do this quick plug. Hit the like and subscribe button. You can see all those buttons below this video. I know it feels like a hassle, but those simple clicks mean a lot for my channel. Now let's get back to the good stuff. (2025) Hyundai Tucson Hybrid. The styling of the 2025 Hyundai Tucson Hybrid is a magnet. It's sharp, sleek, and feels expensive, even though it's not. This SUV only has an asking price of $34,000, which gives it even more value. I mean, for its price, you are getting a complete package and not just a fancy-looking car. What the 2025 Hybrid Tucson offers is a long list of standard tech and safety features, not to mention that it still maintains the composed and refined ride that defined the SUV throughout its existence. Plus, the angular and bold exterior is now matched by new lighting elements and a grille design on the front. Interior-wise, this thing is clean and handsome. The dashboard is uncluttered and comes with an optional 12.3-inch screen. The best part is that it has a physical switchgear to control the audio volume and the HVAC. The base hybrid model, by the way, has a 1.6-liter four-cylinder engine, which is then paired to an electric motor. The setup cranks off 231 horsepower and 258 pound-feet of torque consistently. And yes, the 2025 Tucson has a plug-in hybrid variant that delivers more ponies at 268 horsepower while maintaining the same torque. Across the two, an all-wheel drive and 6-speed auto transmission are the standard configuration. I told you that this car offers more than its price. This hybrid SUV is equipped with a 13.8 kilowatt-hour battery pack, which means that it is capable of covering 33 miles of all-electric drive. The charging speed is pretty decent, especially when you can connect it to a Level 2 station. In terms of fuel economy, the 2025 Tucson Hybrid is quite savvy. It can do 38 miles per gallon on both cities and highways, and that means a lot for those who want an SUV with low fuel upkeep. 2025 Mazda CX-5. The crossover CX-5 has been on a roll since 2017, and despite the number of rivals that it has, this Mazda car remains a top choice among buyers. It has the handling chops that are absent in many of its classes, and it's sprightly enough to ensure that you don't get sleepy while it drives. It's also close to refined, and while not particularly fast, it's competent enough to drive around your town or on the interstate, if you will. You'll also love its interior. Materials are far from being cheap, while the layout is a mixed bag of simplicity and style. Appointments are properly laid, and the seats, though not spacious, can take care of adults. Plus, the advent of its 2025 model year gives us 8 trims to choose from. The cheapest, the S trim, costs around $29,000, while the most expensive Turbo Signature is almost eclipsing the luxury threshold, with an asking price of $42,000. Now, the CX-5 has a 187 horsepower four-cylinder engine for its base models. What is so impressive about this one is that it has hints of athleticism on it. I can personally testify that it has a great throttle, which you'll love regardless of where you want to drive this car. It makes the car feel a lot quicker than it should be. I had no problems merging onto the freeway with this SUV, which is something that can't be achieved if the CX-5 had a weak engine. But if you really want some power on its wheels, then I suggest you pick the optional 256 horsepower turbocharged engine of the CX-5. This one will certainly blow your mind with its zesty acceleration and thrilling handling. It also has a 6-speed automatic transmission and all-wheel drive, which is standard. They bring out the zeal of this SUV. 2025 Honda CR-V Hybrid. There's no denying that the CR-V Hybrid, specifically its 2025 model year, has got the attention of the market because of its insane fuel economy rating, refined powertrain, and posh interior. For the first point that I mentioned, the CR-V Hybrid can achieve up to 43 miles per gallon in the city, and 36 miles per gallon on the highway with its front-wheel drive Sport and Sport L trims. These are impressive numbers and kind of ascertain that you will not refuel the car frequently. That should let you save a lot of ka-ching. Now, the second reason why the 2025 CR-V Hybrid is one of the ideal SUVs for the coming years is its refined powertrain. This isn't a clunky setup. Both the 4-cylinder and 2 electric motors were well engineered to the point that they're expected to yield long-term reliability. And this system delivers a total output of 204 horsepower and 247 pound-feet of torque. For comparison, the non-hybrid CR-V only outputs 190 horsepower. The difference in the ponies isn't that great, but the powertrain in the hybrid CR-V runs smoothly and hushes quietly, even on hard acceleration. Moreover, the 2025 CR-V uses a continuously variable transmission and, obviously, is available with either front-wheel drive or all-wheel drive. I don't really think that the CR-V is meant to blitz the freeways, but it's a good commuter around town. Its handling isn't as agile as the Mazda CX-50 either, but from what I can tell, this car isn't a chore to drive. Inside the car is a cocoon that feels upscale but leans heavier on practicality. It has a lot of useful space for passengers to feel comfortable. Even adult passengers can stretch out in the rear seats. Even the materials don't feel cheap and the tech and appointment don't appear Spartan. So yeah, it's a 10 out of 10 SUV. 2025 Toyota Grand Highlander. The primary selling point of the Grand Highlander is the fact that it's both fuel-efficient and reliable. It's a reflection of the reputation that propelled the Toyota brand to where it is right now. Plus, not all midsize SUVs are fuel-efficient, and more importantly, not all of them are as reliable as the Grand Highlander. The Grand Highlander is certainly a level higher than the Highlander due to the spaciousness of its cabin. It has more room for its passengers and their cargo. All rows can comfortably accommodate adult passengers. Even the headroom doesn't feel curtailed. Everything inside is generously spaced. This is further complemented by the very fact that the Grand Highlander sports first-class materials, an uncluttered layout, and a long list of standard tech and features. The 2025 Grand Highlander has a non-hybrid setup as standard. Basically, it's a 265 horsepower, turbocharged 2.4-liter four-cylinder engine, which funnels its power through its front-wheel drive and 8-speed automatic transmission. For the base price of $42,000, its powertrain is already acceptable. It works for daily commutes and weekend adventures. But if you wish to, you can equip the Grand Highlander with an optional all-wheel drive for better driver and road engagement. Moreover, it's an excellent choice if you usually bring a lot of stuff with you. After all, the 2025 Grand Highlander includes a 5,000-pound towing capacity. This also means that it has muscles similar to those of the Mazda CX-90 and the Kia Telluride, which I am going to talk about next. 2025 Kia Telluride. The 2025 Kia Telluride really stands out as a midsize SUV. It's no luxury or premium vehicle based on its price alone, but oh boy, this thing feels regal. All three rows of this SUV are definitely spacious and comfortable. The top trims can prove that. The cabin has a pleasant layout, meant to ensure that passengers can have a cozy time while the SUV drives. Of course, the materials don't feel sleazy or suspicious. Expect a lot of standard features and tech inside the 2025 Telluride, but I recommend that you pay a little more if you want to have its extra perks, such as ventilated rear seats and Nappa leather upholstery. And of course, let's talk about its engine. All Telluride is equipped with a naturally aspirated V6 engine that generates 291 ponies and 262 pound-feet of torque. This is the only power plant used by Telluride, but I am not complaining. The 8-speed automatic transmission feels adequate and responsive, while it's up to you whether you are going to pick an all-wheel or front-wheel drive configuration for this SUV. From what I know, the Telluride's best fuel efficiency rating is obviously with its front-wheel drive. As far as I can remember, its combined rating is 23 miles per gallon. It's not that jaw-dropping, but that's understandable given the size of the SUV and the work that its engine requires to do to keep it running. But that's all good, considering that the ride quality of the 2025 Telluride is more than satisfying. I fell in love with how responsive and crisp its brakes are. Even though its steering is precise, it has a nice weight on it that makes it easier to control. And, oh, you have to check out its ground clearance. It's close to 10 inches, which means that you can take this thing and broom off roads. And that completes this list. Thanks for sticking to the end. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like and share buttons. I know it's a chore, but it helps the channel a lot. Until next time, drive safely.